So Scourge and Cyclonus are great fellas, eh? Formed by Unicron from the broken up pieces of the toys Hasbro were getting rid of and wanted you to forget about. I'll never forget you, Skywarp. Anyway, great stuff. Although they were made to be Galvatron's besties, they didn't really have many lines in the 1986 movie. In Scourge's case, we got a solitary, "You want me to gut Ultra Magnus?" And in Cyclonus' case, we got absolutely nothing. It wasn't until season 3 of the cartoon that our partners in crime got full personalities. And what personalities there were. Cyclonus was a wee suck up to Galvatron, wasn't he? He didn't even mind that Galvatron had turned as mad as a box of shaved weasels and was just intent on whacking him in the head again and again. No, Cyclonus just loved Galvatron. What a toxic wee relationship, eh? There was even that great episode where Cyclonus took him to that mad psychiatry planet. Galvatron ended up being so bananas that he turned the whole planet mad and just killed everyone. Mind that wee fella in the episode who called Galvatron mummy and tried to lick him? The G1 cartoon was just the best, wasn't it? Scourge was a snivelling wee treacherous prick, nowhere near as loyal as our poor old battered Cyclonus. He was always up to mischief, wasn't he? Like stealing the Matrix or the key to the plasma energy chamber. Without fail though, our bumbling blue buffoon would just make a tit out of it, like a mustachioed evil robotic Mr. Bean that could transform into a bar of soap or something. Without fail though, he was always a top boy, and you knew you'd have a good laugh if he turned up in an episode. I think these two fellas are the very best representations of our partners in Decepticrime. Kingdom Cyclonus and Studio Series 86 Scourge. Well, this is sweep as Scourge is now impossible to get, but there's no real difference. I can already hear folks saying, but Scourge is a slightly darker blue, and his open hand is on the other side. To those people I would respond, get a life, eh? I'm 40 years old and collect plastic representations of characters from a nearly 40-year-old cartoon. I'm already sad enough without your snide wee comments, alright? In my house, this wee fella is Scourge, so you can go and jump in a wheelie bin, you mad rocket. Let's start with Kingdom Cyclonus. What can you say about his robot mode other than it's bloody perfect? From the best of all time light piping, to his lovely wee pointy shoulder pads, to his big stompy legs, it looks like this guy has just jumped right out of an animation cell from the G1 cartoon. I mean, could you imagine how this thing could be any better? This fella is one of the best Transformer toys ever produced. I have zero complaints. Truly a great wee fella. In fact, he's so perfect he annoys me. I mean, how dare he be so good and make the rest of his wee pals feel like inadequate failures as a result? Starscream here, he's having a wee cry as he just wishes he could be as good as Cyclonus and not have a jet cockpit hanging off his back. That brings us to just how annoyingly amazing Cyclonus' transformation is. His space jet nose cone unfurls not once, not twice, but thrice. That is just unnecessarily awesome and makes for such a clean robot mode, unlike poor old Starscream. After some more intuitive and satisfying unfolding and twisting, you're left with this shockingly great space jet. The swooshing about factor in this is just off the charts. You can just totally imagine a wee tiny Galvatron in that clear ruby red cockpit just flying about doing his wee evil errands for the day. Ah, Cyclonus. Jog on, you wee perfect arsehole. Scourge doesn't fare quite as well as his perfect purple pal. In robot mode, he's still pretty good though. That dastardly Fu Manchu facial hair, his wee pointy hat, and his freshly done nails are all on point. It starts to fall apart a wee bit with his massive shell cape. Our boy here is unfortunately a bit of a shell former, with his whole alt mode folded up messily on his back. It doesn't look too bad, defo gives him some Dracula-esque vibes, but it feels pretty flimsy in hand, and these wee engine things really like to fall off all the time. Transformation basically just involves covering his whole wretched body with his cape. Then you're left with this thing. It's animation accurate, sure, but I never really know exactly what it's meant to be. Is it a space boat? an ironing board for Galvatron to do his shirts on, a wee stage for smaller fellas to perform on. Who knows? It's pretty rubbish though, especially when compared to his pal's sleek space jet. You can have his horrible wee face poke out like that bit in the movie, if you're into that kind of thing. His underneath is just his robot body hanging out unashamedly for all to see though. Dirty, dirty boy. Cover your shame, you wee blue jobby. On the whole though, these two make a great pair. You can't really have one without the other. That's like having Paul Daniels without Debbie McGee, or Keith Harris without Orville, or only one of the Chuckle Brothers. They bring out the best in each other, and they look fantastic alongside Legacy Galvatron. These fellas are sure to be a standout of your collection, and you definitely won't regret buying these two goons. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Catch you later.